What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to Wizway for his contribution to the channel. Much respect to Wizway. I think he's a relatively new subscriber to the channel, so much respect to you, and much respect to everybody that contributes to this channel. Much respect to everybody that is signed up to the Patreon. I uploaded a couple of Patreon videos yesterday. I'm gonna try to catch up on the Patreons for this month. I'm gonna upload probably like at least 2 more videos either today or tomorrow. Trying to catch up on the Patreon for this month, and it's only $2 per month. I know people have things that they gotta take care of as far as bills. You know, still not a great economic time, so that's why I try to keep it low at $2 a month. Now let me talk about this game because I was not in the mood to talk about it last night. As you all are aware now, if you watch the morning shows on sports, the Atlanta Hawks came in Milwaukee and beat that ass. Okay, now it wasn't a blowout, but it might as well have been, as Trae Young went off for a playoff career high 48 points in a 116-113 victory. And you know what's funny is I believe with something like 2 minutes to go, or 3 minutes ago, something like that. With 3 minutes to go in the game, I know it wasn't that much. I can't remember the clock. It wasn't that much time left. Maybe at the most 4 minutes. It was 105-100, and we had the possession from Milwaukee. If they had just given it to Giannis, two things would have occurred. Either he would have scored, or he would have gotten to the line. And the way that Giannis was rolling last night at the free throw line, he was 6 of 8. He hit like, I want to say 6 in a row. He was rolling at the foul line. Those motherfuckers was pure. So you know how Giannis can be kind of Jekyll and Hyde at the free throw line, but last night he was Jekyll. So most likely the Bucks would have scored at least a point if Giannis splits a free throw, but he could have scored 3 if he got an and one. So now all of a sudden you're up 108-100, and you put the pressure on Atlanta to score with the clock remaining. Now you're up by 8. No, what they do, if I remember correctly, Khris Middleton jacks up one of his 23 bad shots on the night, which missed horribly, and then Atlanta scored. The Bucks turned the ball over. Atlanta scored again. And I think it was tied. And this is the shit that bothers me with this motherfucker here, man. I'm so sick and tired of this motherfucker right here. He is the worst coach. People think Tyronn Lue is bad. This motherfucker is a horrible. He has no business having a fucking coaching job. He shouldn't even be a fucking dog catcher. He's incompetent. He is the epitome of white supremacy. He's the epitome of white privilege. Steve Nash outcoached him, man. And if it wasn't, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm rooting for the Bucks. But if it wasn't for injuries, the Bucks would have lost that series. For the life of me, I don't understand why this coach won't play Bobby Portis. In 15 minutes, mostly in the first half, when we saw Bobby Portis, he scored 11 points and grabbed 8 rebounds. Imagine if he played 30 minutes, what he would have done out there on the court. Lopez had 2 fucking... Look, one of the most startling statistics is that Collins, I keep forgetting his first name, but the young boy Collins, the one I think they call the Bishop or whatever his nickname is, and Clint Capella combined for, I believe, 34 rebounds. 34 fucking rebounds, man. This is a series where you can't have a dude. I'm sorry. You can't have no slow ass mummy like Brook Lopez playing, he gives you nothing. He gives you absolutely nothing. He gives you a couple of blocks here or there, and that's it. But you're playing him because, you like him. Well, I likes him, and I'm going to sticks with him. Well, your ass going to fucking cost the Bucks a championship, and they're going to stick you with a fucking pink slip, you dumb bitch. Gerald Ford looking motherfucker. This guy get on my fucking nerves, man. To me, man, the Bucks are probably better off going smaller. Put Giannis at the 5. First of all, if you put Giannis at the 5, it's more likely that you're gonna get Clint Capella in foul trouble. And Clint Capella can't just be focusing on getting rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Um, with Lopez, he's not gonna really score. And look, okay, yeah, he is a threat from outside, but he ain't fucking goddamn. He's what, a 33% 3-point shooter. It's not like he's fucking Drazen Petrovic. You know what I'm saying? So, and for the most part, of the playoffs, he's been off. He doesn't shoot the ball much. So, what value is Lopez out there? He's not crashing the boards. He's not the Brook Lopez of 5, 6, 7 years ago. He's slow as fuck. He can't bend over. His lateral movement is on fucking kneel. He's so slow off the pick and roll that he can't or is not willing to even put his fucking hands up when he can't guard it. Take him out of the game. I don't understand it, man. I've never seen a coach this inept, and I mean that. I know sometimes I say things for comic effect. I'm not saying it for comic effect. This is the worst coaching job I've ever seen. Maybe there was worse coaches in the past, and it hasn't been under a microscope. I've never seen a coach of a championship. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about like you can look. This is what I'm talking about when I say that you can't go off of regular season records to judge a coach. Look, I always reference him. Billy Cunningham. Now, Billy Cunningham was better than this. Okay? Billy Cunningham was a lot better than Mike Budenholzer. But, if you go by his record, his win percentage, you think he one of the all-time great coaches. But he coached a team with a lot of talent in Philly with Dr. J and Bobby Jones. And early on, they had World Be Free and Daryl Dawkins and Doug Collins before the injuries ended his career. That team also ended up having, Andrew Toney, who would have been a Hall of Famer if it weren't for foot injuries. And then, of course, they had Moses Malone and Charles Barkley on. All this talent for one championship. But then you take a guy like Bill Fitch, who has a losing record. And you say, well, why is he in the Hall of Fame? Because Bill Fitch made his mark turning around bad franchises. He was a coach that wanted the challenge of turning around bad teams. So he suffered through some terrible seasons, but he turned around the Cleveland Cavaliers when everybody thought their franchise was dead. He was turning around the New Jersey Nets when everybody thought that they were a franchise that's lost. He turned around the Houston Rockets in the 80s. The one championship team that he coached was the Boston Celtics. In 1979-80, he helped lead a 32-game turnaround and coach Larry Bird in his first championship. So sometimes you can't just go by coaching record. If you go by coaching record, Steve Kerr's one of the greatest coaches ever. You gotta look deeper. But anyway, Khris Middleton. Now, Ticket TV was on 78's podcast last night, and he made a good point, and I think he's correct because I never thought about it like this. I've always been flummoxed as to why Khris Middleton, when he's having a good game, when he's scoring 28 and 30 points, he usually doesn't take a lot of shots. He might take 16, 17 shots. But when he's having a bad game, it's like he's forcing the issue. Take note of it. Whenever he's having a bad game, he selfishly takes more shots and hurts the team in the process, like he did last night. Remember in game 1 against the Nets, he shot 6 of 23 from the floor. He mirrored that performance last night. 6 of 23, 0 for 9 from 3-point range. Khris, don't you think at some point, man, you should take it to the basket or go more to the mid range? I don't understand the basketball IQ of these players today. But that also goes back to coaching. At what point, at what point is Mike Budenholzer going to have the heart to get Khris Middleton out of the game? Take him out. He's hurting the team. But you're so insistent on your system, and the system's going to work eventually. And this is why the Bucks are frustrating to watch sometimes. Because you look at this team, they should be a champ. This is to me. There's no excuse with everything that has gone right for the Bucks this year. If you're a Bucks fan, and there don't seem to be too many out there, this is the year of opportunity. All of the stars have aligned for the Bucks to win the championship this year with injuries and timely, whatever, right? This has been the year. If this fucking guy blows it, he better not ever show his fucking face in Milwaukee because he gonna get his fucking ass whooped. And by the way, Mike Budenholzer, bruh, um, you do know it's 2021, man. Why are you wearing these Circa 1984 suits, man? You know what I'm saying? Looking like a yuppie and shit. Man, update your wardrobe, man. But anyway, yeah, man, it's very frustrating to watch the Milwaukee Bucks, man. No, I'm not taking anything from the Atlanta Hawks, but I was hesitant to say that the Bucks were going to sweep the Hawks because the Hawks have some things going for them. Number one, superior coaching. That was in my head, like Nate McMillan is the complete opposite of Budenholzer. Nate is a really good coach, and the Pacers should be kicking themselves for getting rid of this guy, for being impatient. Okay, and Atlanta also has guys who can score the basketball. Gallinari, Lou Williams, Collins, Bogdanovich when healthy, obviously, and Trey Young. And they got an energy impact guy like Clint Capella, who never looked this good playing in Houston. He didn't look this good playing in Houston as he did this year, leading the league in rebounds at 14 a game. This is a formidable team. You know what I'm saying? And to all these newfound Atlanta Hawk fans who really just want to see the Bucks lose, right? Um, you know, I don't see all of like this is whatever. I'm not even going there, man. I know what time it is with that. But the thing about all these morning shows is they're all blaming Giannis. They're all putting this on Giannis, and that Giannis, needs to step up, and Trey Young is owning Young. Since when has basketball become this simplistic one-on-one? Look, this ain't boxing. This ain't a tennis match. Okay? This is a team sport with different overlying layers of complexity around it at times. Okay? Just Giannis put up 32, I think 12 and 9. If Budenholzer and the Bucks had made more of an effort as they should have to get him the ball, he should have had 40. Again, what the fuck does this guy have to do? What pisses me off about the media, it don't matter what Giannis does. Giannis can put up 47 and 20. People still say he ain't got no skills. People still gonna hate on this fucking dude. But they'll praise Luka Doncic to the heavens for just making it to the playoffs. And you know where I'm going at with that bullshit. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it. If you think race don't play a factor in these things, well, you didn't like a lot of videos I'm putting up today. Because I tell the truth on this fucking channel. Okay? Race and politics plays a factor in what these guys say. They still are mad at Giannis because he didn't go to LA. He didn't go to Miami. He's staying in a small market and they're punishing him because of that shit. I'm talking about the media. They don't like that shit. You see how they always slander Milwaukee? These fucking snobs, these elitists motherfucking pieces of shit are talking about how horrible Milwaukee is as a city. Why the fuck are you on TV talking like that? Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all these motherfucking analysts. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Milwaukee has to win game 2, man. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But this guy has to make adjustments, man. Now, I can't fault Drew Holiday because he's trying. You know what I'm saying? And he put up he got it going after a while. He's up and down at times, but Drew Holiday was solid yesterday. Giannis was magnificent, to be honest with you, knocking down his free throws. At one stretch, you know what I'm saying, he got it really going. You could tell he was on the verge of dominating the game. I think he had scored like 4 or 5 points in a row. Here come Khris Middleton, Joe Rockhead ass, all of a sudden just yakking up shots, man. And I think it is something going on with this dude, man. I think he's concerned about his numbers. And if that's the case, and this costs the Bucks the series, he got to get the fuck up out of there and put him on the worst team in the NBA. Trade him. Look, people can talk about how Westbrook can't shoot, right? But where's the evidence that Khris Middleton is so consistent? The same motherfucker told me in the comment section about a month ago, I ain't know I was talking about, and Khris Middleton, the most consistent player in the NBA, said this shit on 78's show. Man, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Khris Middleton, the most consistent. Really, nigga? Have you been following the Bucks for the last 5 years? This regular season shit don't mean a goddamn thing. Replicate this shit in the playoffs. And what are we seeing? The most inconsistent motherfucker in the fucking playoffs. One night, he'll give you 30. Next night, he gives you 8. Oh, in the regular season, oh, yeah, he'll give you 18 or 20 a game for the most part when there's no pressure and the Bucks have a 15-point lead. But in the playoffs, Khris Middleton is inconsistent as fuck. At least one thing with Westbrook, you'll know, you'll never have to question his effort and commitment to the game and to his team. That's one thing you won't question with Russell Westbrook. The fact that the Bucks got out-rebounded probably wouldn't have happened if Russell Westbrook was on that team. Energy, impact. That's one thing this team needs that Russell Westbrook will provide. Now, the other things, shooting, hey, how is that working for the Bucks right now? We got all these shooters who aren't knocking down their shots. But we could use some playmaking. We could use, a guy like Russ who can score, that can open up opportunity for someone else. But more importantly, we could use some energy. And Russell and Giannis, I think, in a fast break opportunity, will give these guys some extra buckets that can be critical down the stretch. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just some fan, you know what I'm saying, that watch basketball. Budenholzer, he's an expert. Well, he's going to expert the fucking Bucks up out of the playoffs. Tell me what you guys think.